How are your lines coming out? Are they Do your lines suck? Well, in this video, I want to share with you how I go about creating cleaner tattoo lines from beginning to end. Should you have any questions at all, I encourage you to drop a comment below or don't. I'm going to do my best to assist in the best possible direction. But before we get into the technical aspect, let's talk about some basic fundamentals. If you've been subscribed or following along with any of my social medias or YouTube, you may have heard me mention this book right here that's called the Fundamental Tattoo Handbook. This book is available on Amazon.com and Barnes & Nobles, and it consists of all of the basic fundamentals that we will be required to learn when we start off tattooing, such as lining, shading, dot work, stippling, and more. There's also a supply guide in here, as well as exercises that you can practice right in this book. Once again, this is called the Fundamental Tattoo Handbook, and it is now available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. Let me drop you a quick preview real quick. There you go. No, I'm joking. There's actually a lot of cool exercises in here. As you can see from the back, we have the supply guide right there. And then we have a whole bunch of literature with illustrative drawings here that I drew that gets the points across. There's everything from how to deal with difficult clients, blowouts, sterilization, different types of tattoo machines. I talk about voltage sounds and so much more. Once again, this is available on Amazon.com and Barnes & Nobles. For this video, I'm going to be using Phantom tattoo gloves to keep my hands clean, to keep a hygienic environment. I'm also going to be using real skin, fake skin to get my points across in this video. The stencil that I use, or the stencil paper that I use to place down this stencil, is Spirit stencil paper. And this is what I'm going to be using to get my points across. Just a small sheet of real skin, fake skin, Spirit stencil paper. I will be using Scotch Shop wipes to clean the excess ink off my fake skin. I will also be using simple petroleum jelly to go ahead and remove that excess ink. And I'm also going to be using dynamic black tattooing ink to apply this tattoo right here. I will be leaving my Amazon affiliate links and other affiliate links for you in the description below, so you can check out the gear featured in this video should you want to match it up on your end. I'm going to be using this Sinra silicone fake skin hand right here to place my fake skin on top of it, so that way I'm tattooing on a curvature surface. So instead of tattooing on a flat surface, I will be placing this fake skin over this hand like so and tattooing on that to give me a curvature surface. Alright, so let's do one step at a time. As of right now, I'm going to pick probably a 7 or a 9 round shader just to get my points across. You can pick the exact needle size, you can pick a smaller or a larger one, but you're going to want to pick a needle that allows you to line. So stay away from like round mags, that sort of needle type, and stick with either a round liner or a round shader that you feel comfortable with. Alright, let's get into some moving variables here that I want to talk about, so that way we can... Wait, what the fuck? When we create a line, we have to be comfortable with the machine that we are using, the voltage that we select, as well as the needle. So those are the three main variables that I'm considering. I'm considering the machine that I am using. Does it have a harder or a softer stroke? I'm considering the needle that I'm using. Am I comfortable with it? And does it fit the design at hand? Those are the two main variables that come to mind. And my voltage, is my voltage something that I am comfortable with? So machine, needle, and voltage are probably the first three variables that come to mind. For example, I'm using the Muso Toku Mercury M1 tattoo machine running at 6.5 volts, and this is a 4.2 millimeter stroke, which means it's a harder hitting machine versus, for example, a 3.5. So what that means is it's going to be easier for me to deposit ink using a 4.2 stroke versus a 3.5 just because of that harder hit. So once I have aligned those three variables and I've selected everything in correspondence to what I am actually comfortable with, from there, I begin to focus on the actual physical aspects. So once I got my technical aspects for my machine and gear correct, I'm going to go ahead and focus on my posture, my position. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize my posture. I'm going to prioritize my positioning as well. So that way, when I create the line, I can do it in one clean, solid, consistent so I can do it in one clean, solid motion, yielding clean, solid, consistent, saturated lines. So let's go ahead and get into that here. So what I'm going to do is, again, all my fundamentals are aligned for my machine. Now I'm going to step into the technical aspect, posture, position. So I'm now comfortable. I've identified A to B, and I can make this all the way through comfortably. Now, in order to do so, I want to make sure that I'm going to taper in and then I'm going to taper out. So all of these things happen simultaneously back to back. So here we go. Posture, position, identify A point to B point. I'm going to be focusing on my needle angle as well because I am using a round shader needle or a heavier line weight needle, and I need to capture the true line weight of the needle that I selected. So you can see there's my A point to B point. I let my needle catch along the way, and I let it make enough rounds to deposit the ink in a clean, solid, consistent, saturated manner, as you see. Now, I understand that we're not catching on to all of the moving components that are actually happening, so let me do this a couple of more times. I got my machine, my stroke, and my voltage aligned with the needle that I selected. From there, I'm going to focus on my posture position, identify A and B, and you can kind of see how all of this is happening simultaneously back to back to back, okay? So from here, I'm going to go ahead and identify A point to B point. I'm going to make sure that I can make it all the way through. Posture position's comfortable, needle angle, taper in and out, and I'm going to take my time getting to the B point. So here we go. I'm making sure that I'm allowing my needle enough time to catch and deposit the ink in a clean, consistent, solid, saturated manner. I'm going to go ahead and wipe away, and there we go. So this is the process in a nutshell that I'm going to keep repeating back to back until I'm done with this entire tattoo. But this is also the same process that I would use for any tattoo that should come my way. Let's move to a smaller needle to kind of further illustrate my point here, or demonstrate my point rather. So here is a 5-round liner. I'm running at 6.5 volts. I'm actually going to take it down to 5.5 because 6.5 feels a little too much for me for this small of a needle with this stroke of a machine. So again, the thought process that I'm sharing with you here is going to apply to every single component when we tattoo. So we have to make sure that we're being aware of every single choice we're making and know why we're making it. And again, I do talk about this in depth in the Fundamental Tattoo Handbook. I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate with this area right here. So you can see I have the 4.2 stroke, and I'm using a smaller 5-round liner needle, which is very, very small. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is take my voltage down from 6.5 to 5.5, so that way I make less rounds per second, making less damage to the skin. From here, once I've done that, I'm going to identify A to B. I'm going to posture and position myself. I'm going to, even with a small needle, we're still going to taper in. And then I'm just going to adjust and fluidly move as cleanly and consistently as I can from A to B. Needle angle is still important, and then when I reach the end, I'm still going to taper out, just as I would on my B point, which is right here. So that is my A to B point right there. What I'm going to go ahead and do is put some ointment, wipe away, and you can see that I got a clean, solid, consistent, saturated line following this exact routine right here. So every time I create a line, it doesn't matter what design, what needle I am using, I'm gonna go through this exact same motion over and over and over again until the tattoo is complete. And this is specifically for lining. We can use round liner, round shader, probably even mags later on once we get more fluid. It doesn't really matter, but what matters is that we're aware that there are multiple moving components when we line that allow us to create clean, solid, consistent, saturated results. Let's go ahead and try this again one more time. After this, I can go ahead and conclude the video. So once again, I'm gonna make sure I have adequate ink flow. All of my fundamentals for my machine are aligned technically. I'm gonna go ahead and identify my point A, make it to point B as cleanly as I can. I'm gonna make sure I'm posturizing and positioning myself correctly. Needle angle is very important. And I don't really focus on needle depth, like I'm not focusing on my depth. The reason why I'm not is because I focus more on letting my needle make the rounds that it needs to make to deposit the ink. So that way I'm not really stuck fighting between needle depth and solid lines. If I just let the needle catch into the skin, if I give the needle enough time to make its rounds, the line will be deposited cleanly, as opposed to having to guess how hard to push. It's not about how hard or how light we're going, it's more about how much time we're giving our needle to do what the f it needs to do. Last line, I f***ing promise. Here we go. So posture position, you want to make sure that you have adequate ink flow. A and B point, I'm going to make sure that I'm comfortable. Here we go. Giving my needle enough time to catch, make the rounds that it needs to make to deposit the ink clean and consistent. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe away. Put some ointment on, make sure I can clean this up to see my true results. And you can see each and every single line that we do is coming out clean, solid, and consistent, neighboring each line well. This is exactly what I would do for the entire star here until it's complete. The entire point of this video is to raise awareness on all of the moving components that are required to yield clean, solid, consistent, saturated lines. These are the results that I got right here, and you can see that this is actually pretty clean. It's not by any means perfect. However, this is something that is presentable. This is something that a client could walk home happy with, and this is something that is executed cleanly and correctly. Each line is neighboring one another well. You can see multiple line weights are being used and they neighbor each other well. Each line is going to be the same as the next, which is great. That's exactly what we want. We don't want fluctuations. We don't want inconsistencies within the work. We need to have clean, solid, consistent, saturated results. And I feel this is what I got right here. Now, once again, if you have any questions at all, if you're struggling with clean, solid, consistent, saturated lines, drop a comment down below. Head on over to Amazon, type in the Fundamental Tattoo Handbook, pick that handbook up, read it, digest it, and then move on with your skill sets. You will see gradual improvements. Once again, drop a comment down below if you have any questions. If you found this video helpful, consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, as I will be bringing more videos like this for you. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, your time, and your support. I hope you have a great day.